Another rebuild, this time the Washington Commanders, a new team, a new name every season. Of course, the big off-season kind of move for this team, of course, was Carson Wentz. This is a team that is still kind of developing, so I can get the idea of maybe going for Carson Wentz over someone like Matt Ryan, whereas I don't even know if I would say the Colts are more ready to win now, but I do feel like they have their identity set already, whereas this team, it's like, even with Carson Wentz, do you still want to be that running team, or do you actually want to try to throw the ball? Of course, Carson Wentz, I think, even in the game here, I think he's a little underrated. 73 overall for a guy that's pretty, I can't really say dependable, but when he's actually out there, he's decently dependable. I know he had that really bad year with the Eagles. It was just complete shocker. It was like the Josh Allen experience, but the opposite way. Just complete regression, and it was kind of wild, but he had a pretty good season with the Colts. You know, it's just got to avoid the turnover-worthy plays and obviously stay healthy, which is the reason why we have injuries on, because I'm not saying I'm rooting against Carson Wentz, all right? But I'm kind of hoping Sam Howell's our quarterback by a couple of weeks in. Come on, Carson. If you were to ever have a major injury, in a video game, of course, it's now. Do it now, please. Of course, looking at wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, obviously an insane wide receiver. A contract that isn't surprising because a lot of the wide receivers are starting to, ask for that now. A 3-year, $71 million deal, so kind of still getting another contract while he's still in his prime. Curtis Samuel, a guy that got paid quite a bit by this team in free agency, didn't really see much field last year, if any, and he's dropped down to a normal dev because of it, and even though he has potential, he might be lost. He honestly could be lost, as you have Jahan Dotson, a little bit over of, drafting of a player, but we'll see how good he is. There's no such thing as an overdraft if the player is great. Obviously, Diami Brown's still here. You should realistically play him at number 3. O-line, not the worst unit, of course, kind of switching guards with the Jaguars. A little bit of an L, as Sheriff is better. Turner, when he's good, but that's kind of the problem. You kind of see up and down from him. Chase Roulier, of course, injured, but I'm pretty sure actually was playing pretty well for this team before that injury. Same with Sam Cosmi, actually, even though I didn't really hear a whole lot about him, but I remember seeing a couple of, Pro Football Focuses, rookie kind of grades. It was like, oh, he's actually pretty good, but once again, injury stuff. Charles Leno has been an average to slightly above average starter for, everyone he's played for, which pretty much is mainly the Bears, I'm pretty sure. He played for the Bears for a while. I had to look it up. Logan Thomas, obviously down year last year. I would imagine he was injured. D-line, a team that is obviously known for the pass rush. Obviously, you think about Terry McLaurin first probably, but D-line is obviously the second thing you think of. Kind of a middle-of-the-pack defense, but what is it, what is this unit like if they actually have an offense that can stay out on the field? Who knows? It could actually be a pretty damn sick squad, as the D-line's obviously really, really solid, especially in Madden. And then you have a really good corner one in Kendall Fuller. Cameron Curl's decent. Linebackers we don't really want to talk about in-game or real life, to be honest. And William Jackson, I actually don't know a whole lot about him. I know once upon a time he was really good for the Bengals, and then I don't know if he's been good for this team, to be honest. That's something I just can't talk on, to be honest with you. But looking at the special teamers in Madden, very solid. In real life, I'd imagine Joey Sly is still maybe not the most dependable guy, but I'd actually have to look. And then last year he played for 3 teams. He missed 2 kicks out of 25. Good amount of them for Washington themselves were pretty short, but there's a couple in there that are kind of long, so I don't know, dude. I don't get it, but we'll gladly take a 98 kick power kicker, believe it or not. But yeah, injuries on. Trade Finder's on. We'll see what we want to do with that. Probably won't use the Trade Finder in any rebuild year 1 or maybe even year 2. Maybe down the line a little bit when we're kind of missing one big position that we're struggling to draft. But yeah, this was actually one of the first teams I but was kind of suggested to do for Madden 23. But I seen someone else uploaded a Commanders rebuild, and I was like, okay, we'll hold off for now. And, now is the time, as you guys voted on. So, if you guys want to suggest more teams in the future, let me know in the comment section below. Maybe check out the community tab, all that kind of stuff when, notifications would pop up. Would be best known by maybe subscribing, of course. If you're not new, appreciate your continued support a ton, as, I really appreciate it. And also, maybe leave a like. I'll give you a little bit of time to leave a like or not, because it's really early in the video, but let's move on to hopefully a Carson Wentz injury. Once again, I'm sorry, buddy, but, Come on, you're old. And it actually happened. There's no shot. Carson Wentz has a partial PCL tear. I kind of seen a couple injuries. I think Robinson was injured. I seen next man up. I was like, that's got to be someone important, right? This has got to be about Carson Wentz. We're also 5-2. Maybe I don't. Oh, come on. Challenge the team. And now McLaurin's injured. It wasn't even a real injury. He just got injured because of the scenario. Is that actually what happened? Like, if I look at injury report now, is Terry McLaurin going to be on the list? Oh, I'm never touching that again. That is so dumb. Now I actually regret Carson. Oh, he must have already got injured once before because Sam Howell has stats. The hell? Now I kind of regret, like, saying that because Carson Wentz was actually doing well, and I would have actually bumped his dev and maybe some of his ratings if he would have continued it. And, of course, it is only going to be for 1 week for Terry McLaurin, but that, of course, when we're trying to actually make a quarterback change here, because we have to, that happens. The injury, of course. I don't know what it is. We might have to look into this playbook and scheme because this team is really doing well right now. Like, I don't really pay attention to every single team in our rebuilds. I don't know. Maybe the Commanders normally do this well, but, like, this team is doing really, really well right now with the base ratings, or the, not the base ratings, the base playbooks and schemes. I mean, it's literally just base. Whatever all this is. Like, this is literally what we started with. That's what's working. I mean, I'll take it. Oh, crap. I forgot about re-signings. Whoops. Jeromepkr is one of those guys. He is interested in re-signing, and he's a pretty big part of this defensive line, believe it or not. So we're going to do a 4-year... I don't want to overpay players in this Madden. Not negotiating on the years. Move it, up it, or move on. Wait, not negotiating on the years. Up it or move on? What does that mean? Up it? Like the money? Or like... I don't even know. Carson Wentz, I'm sorry, buddy, but I think it's already time for you to move on. And then Cole Holcomb, I really don't want to pay him, but we are kind of desperate at linebacker. He is a decent player. That is a lot of money for a guy with, like, no block shedding. Linebacker's not that crazy. I think I'd rather let him go to free agency. Like, I don't want to pay him edge rusher money pretty much for being, you know, kind of an average linebacker. And then same with Turner. I don't really want to pay him a $10 million per year. I know that's kind of where the market's going right now, but I'd rather develop someone that wouldn't even take that long to get to his overall anyways, and he'd be here till 32. Gave him a 4-year 70, which wasn't even that much up from his last offer. I was really confused by what he was trying to ask for. Like, it seemed like he was like, I don't want more than a 3-year deal, but I don't know what up it or move on means in that case. Like, up the years even more, or like just up the money if I want to give him those years. I don't know. I don't know. I took a peek just to see Cole Holcomb's numbers, which were pretty good. But, oh my, this may be the best season I've ever seen from a team, considering I just did not expect it. Like, specifically Madden 23, this season was honestly unbelievable. And it's not just because we're 12-5, we're really good here, but the numbers some of these guys put up are just absurd. Sam Howell, 3,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 3 with these ratings. I mean, he's a good quarterback. If I was playing a Washington Commanders, I almost said football team, Commanders, franchise, I would absolutely be starting him. I would find every reason in the world to start him because he's got good base ratings. But for him to do that, to completely, solidify himself as the number one when Carson Wentz is injured is insane. Of course, the rushing numbers are pretty bad, sadly. Receiving were actually, kind of what I wanted. I wanted Jahan Dotson to do really well. I wanted Terry McLaurin to do well. If we could have gotten, Curtis Samuel up there as well, that'd be cool. But we're not really locked into him long term, so we can kind of get rid of him anytime we want. The blocking wasn't terrible. Cole Holcomb had a lot of tackles, so did Jamin Davis. Looking at Chase Young, 13 sacks, 10.5 for Allen, 8 for Sweat, which is all right. That's an improvement from last year. Jeromepkr is a run stopper, so we're not going to blame him for 6.5, which is still really good. I wish I had 6.5. Cameron Curl, 4 interceptions. Same with Fuller, a couple of picks. Little low total, but Joey Sly putting up the numbers we kind of expected him to, which if he needs a contract soon, I don't know if they paid him or not. I'd be willing to pay him. Tress Way, really good punting numbers as well. I mean, this was a very good year. Sam Howell still might have won Rookie of the Year. Like, it wouldn't even have surprised me to see him in MVP just because of the touchdown to pick ratio. Of course, Jalen Hurts going against him now, the league MVP. It's kind of crazy, actually. Let's see if he did win Rookie of the Year. And no, but we will take it because we weren't going to win it anyways because Jameson Williams is there. Jahan Dotson, does that mean he's a superstar? Also with Howell, that would have been so nice because he would have been a superstar, but that's all right. That's a really good year regardless. Howell at 5, and he didn't even play the whole season. Gibson at 5, which actually kind of surprises me because, once again, that was a really bad season. O-line at number 5 and 7. D-line at number 5 and 7 as well. So the trenches locking that down nicely. DBs, maybe? No. Kicker, definitely. And number 6. This could be a shocking year. I don't think there would be anyone. Carson Wentz playing well, staying healthy, whatever your prediction may be. I don't think there would be anyone thinking that they would have done this well and then win a Super Bowl. So that would be sick. But once again, we are going to manage expectations. It's pretty early. It's literally year 1. And I forgot to click the Blizzard thing, but I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter too much. It probably, that's pretty equal, actually. Both teams kind of like to run the ball, even though we're not as good at it, probably. As 3.7 yards per carry is pretty bad. But let's see it. Out the gate, maybe. Maybe we're a Super Bowl team. I don't know. 6-0, 7-6, 7-13, 14-13. Now, this is a playoff game against 2 division rivals. Down by 6. Uh-oh, they're starting to pull away a little bit. Field goal's nice, but we needed more. Huge touchdown there. Down by 2, down by 9. We're keeping it equal. I mean, it's a 2-point deficit. You got to make a stop. That's looking good. I don't know if they stopped him or not. They did. Could you imagine? No shot. Wait, what is this, sack? It's not good. That's not good. Wait, was that a pick? 4th and 19, and the clock is running. Of course, I got to spam the timeout because the clock was probably going to just juice. Got to convert a 4th and 19 for a field goal. This would actually be like one of the most nerve-wracking. I don't care which fan you are. You know, if you're a fan of the Eagles, Washington, the nerve-wrackingness of this has got to be insane. We, of course, are on... I don't actually know if I like this play, but I think we're stuck with it. We are on All-Pro, so this isn't guaranteed. And that's a pretty good throw! On the money to the 23! And it wasn't some cheese play or something like that. It was just... We caught him, I believe, in man coverage, and the wheel route got open. And the team better be kicking the field goal. I don't care if they... I mean, I care if they miss. Yes! They win by 1! What a game. Sure, we had to come in. Sure, would they have probably lost without us? Maybe. But it's all fair. It is all fair, baby. You've seen they were starting to get some pressure. You've seen the fact that nobody was open on a 5-wide except for one guy. So, Sam Howell also played really well through a pick, which sucks. But Sam Howell is carrying this season. One of the greatest rookie performances on a season ever. And we're rocking with their base playbooks. Once again, I might have to look into it a little bit because this playbook's kind of juiced right now. The Packers. You got to remember, this is a team with Taylor Heineke that almost knocked off the Super Bowl champions, you know, the would-be Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, this is a team with some heart, and now they have some belief with a quarterback that is going insane. I'm going to be honest with you, with them trying to rebrand and trying to like reestablish themselves as like a respectable organization, if they won the Super Bowl this year, like especially like this, the whole league, everyone would think it's rigged. Like there's no way they wouldn't. 3-all, I mean, Green Bay seems like they're struggling, but so are we on offense as, wow, that was like 3 straight incompletions. Defense is trying, but offense is really not giving us much. Oh no, this is not looking good. We really needed a touchdown there. I think, yeah, I figured without a touchdown, it was a GG. It was early on. It's a Green Bay team that has been pretty successful in the game. And once again, I mean, if it wasn't for all the injuries they had last year, they might have been favorites to win it again. Like they win it all the time or something. But they probably would have won it last year. Had a decent chance to. You know, every team that they would have had to face, they beat in the regular season. So you just never know. But Gibson... question marks there. I don't want to change the scheme because, I mean, like there might be a chance that it is the scheme causing us to run bad. So maybe we change the scheme for a couple of weeks just to see how Gibson plays, just to see if we need to actually replace him or not. But, yeah, I mean, I think the scheme's fine. I think it's actually really good and, you know, is able to get us this far. Divisional round is a win for this team, without a doubt. But, once again, it kind of sets us a little behind on the draft picks. However, or the draft positioning, if you will. However, we don't need QB. We're fine. Howell's our man. Of course, Green Bay takes our playoff spot, gives it to the Panthers, and the winner of the Super Bowl is the Kansas City Panthers. Wow, the Panthers really won the Super Bowl. 11-6. It's kind of crazy. But that is not something we care about, because once we lose, I don't care anymore. I thought Howell dropped in 10th. Of course, Jahan Dotson with the Rookie of the Year award ends up getting the dev up to superstar. Also an upgrade point slot. We really need short and release, but we're not really getting that, so it's kind of sucky. But regardless, dev up. There it is, superstar dev to Mr. Jahan Dotson. And then if we look at the defensive side of things, we had two dev-ups, two big dev-ups actually, three of them. Daron Payne goes to superstar, which is really nice. We just gave him like a 4-year 70, which is pretty damn good money for him, obviously. And then if you look at Mr. Chase Young, he is now also a superstar, a guy with, I believe he came away with, was it double digits? Like barely. I think he might have had like either 10 or 10 and a half. 13 actually, okay, not bad. And then, yeah, let's take a look at Cole Holcomb. Obviously, a lot of tackles, which led to a dev-up. I still just think it's not worth paying a guy $10 million per year for 4 years to play averagely at linebacker. It's just like, I feel like there's the Kaiser Whites of the league where you can get on like a 1-year, $5 million deal, and it's like you're saving a ton of money. You're not locked in case they suck. It's a lot better. Let's see if Cole Holcomb's number improved. It actually was like literally the same, and now I'm actually kind of debating it. Like a 3-year 30 is like, it's kind of less years, and it's a little bit more, and I wouldn't say affordable, but good starting point. Yeah, we had a 2-year deal there, a 3-year deal. I think we can do better than this. I'd be willing to offer that. 3-year 28.8. We've got the deal. Not bad. Of course, we're going to need to replace the right guard. Sorry, Heineke. We appreciate everything you gave to this team. Made it a very interesting team to watch, but we now officially have our quarterback of the future, it seems. All right, so we have a lot of money to spend, $56 million. We have a guy on a rookie deal that will be there for a while. We, of course, also have a couple of other guys you can get rid of, like Curtis Samuel. He's a $10 million savings, which I would absolutely be looking to do. Gesicki, that is a name that absolutely could be a free agent in the future. Edmonds also is a name that could be in the a free agent in future. But Jamin Davis looking pretty decent here. Cole Holcomb we paid a 3-year 30 for. I don't want to make that move, and we've kind of seen that move a few times, so I'm going to avoid that. Safety could be an option. It's a pretty weak free agency right now, so I don't know if I'm going to spend a crazy amount. But Gesicki could be a huge candidate. This is like one of the perfect kind of tight ends for this team as well. A big possession guy. A 4-year 50. How does that compare to the other teams? It is the highest offer. It is pretty costly. I kind of want to see who's available as a draft pick, though. O-line is definitely one of our biggest needs going forward, long-term, and, of course, needing a guard for right now. Tight end is definitely a need, but Logan Thomas was decent, but he's also kind of on the older side. 32! Of course, I appreciate, the position change, but if you go back to quarterbacks, he can last a little longer for us. But, yeah, linebacker, safety, corner wouldn't hurt. Tight end could be drafted, though. All right, so we got 3 players. We signed Sean Murphy-Bunting to a 3-year 22, which means we can get rid of William Jackson, which will save us about $7 million. Nate Davis was a 3-year 36, which is a little costly. And then CJ Gardner-Johnson was a 4-year 45, which I think is actually a steal for his age. Really needed a safety. Guy is pretty hybrid-like. He's a very good man coverage player, so he could actually play corner if we absolutely had to have him there. But I think for this season, he'll probably end up being our free safety, as Bobby McCain has definitely fallen off a bit with the ratings. And, yeah, Johnson, even though he's super physical, we'll make him our free safety. The reason why I pulled the offer on Mike Gesicki is Eric Gilbert here is a 2 to 3 round guy, and I think he's going to be solid. Don't know his pro day yet, but 4.5 40 is pretty damn good. Tall, fast, it seems, like we said. Young, Route running seems decent. We'll have to maybe scout him a little bit. I'm not even going to scout him anymore because we're going to take him. No matter what, we're going to take him. Even with some of these, potential ratings being worse, there's no point in scouting further when we know for a fact we're going to grab him. If he sucks, Chase Young is a 5th-year option, and it's kind of weird because, 5th-year options are still costly as hell anyways. But overall, I think it will... we're on a rookie deal. I say no and just sign him to, a 4-year deal now. Howell's contract, because we're kind of all in on him already because he played so well and he's star dev and he's young and whatnot, that, his contract in the future is playing a huge factor on what we're going to do, with other guys around the team. Oh, no. This is the year that they... Oh, no. No 2nd or 3rd round pick. We might have to reach into next year's 2nd. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull off the moves you want to pull off. Well, I'm going to move on to our next pick. Okay, that scared me. I thought we were, done with the draft. It was kind of glitched out. I was going to make a luxury pick here. I thought the 2nd round was used real life. I thought maybe we would have lost, a 3rd round pick. I was going to make a luxury pick of a cornerback for the future with Malachi Moore or Cam Smith, but that, I think, is maybe out the window here. Because we need the tight end, and we're going to have to at least give up, a 2nd next and a 4th this or something to get that. Malachi Moore, we need a lineman, kinda. Oh, do we? Wait, I didn't even think about it. We offered Nate Davis. Oh, no, we got Nate Davis. Whew, I just got scared. I thought maybe we missed him. And I think we're going to go with a new name, I think. Yeah, Malachi Moore is not as athletic, so we're going to bet on the pretty much similar-sized Cam Smith. Welcome to the squad. He is hidden. He is extremely athletic, and he is making me regret the Sean Murphy Bunting decision. So we give them our 2nd next year, a 5th next year, and William Jackson for 42 this. We also get Dylan Moses because they were pretty much broke, and we could use the linebacker depth. And with this choice, we are going to be grabbing Mr. Eric Gilbert, the tight end, hoping for hidden. Not getting it, but very athletic as expected. 20 years old, 6'5", 248, plenty of time to develop. Could add Gesicki, but I still don't. Even though he's normal, I still don't regret it. I like him. Kind of pulling a bit of a Rams here. We trade our 4th round this year, our 4th round next year, and Sadiq Charles for 68 from the Giants. And we're kind of cheesing it a little bit, I think, here. We're going to end up grabbing Mr. Justin Jacobs to finish off our linebacking group. I think Caillou Blue Kelly looked decent. Zach Evans looks really good, and we do need a running back. But, oh man, there's some linemen here, too, which are very interesting. But Justin Jacobs finishes the linebacker squad. I'm going to do it. Please don't tell me he changes dev. He did! Damn it! Damn it, Dangus! No! He changed his dev. Obviously, he's still going to be decent, but the last time we drafted him, he was hidden. Oh, that sucks. Oh, we traded up thinking that we lined up our linebacking group, and we may still be on the look. Maybe we should have taken the running back instead. It is what it is. And do we have nobody left? We have nobody left. Nice. Christian Mahogany. What about a nice oak? We regain a little bit of value for next year, a late 5th round to change to a Titans pick that, who knows, maybe they suck. Either way, it's still going to be a full round up. We're going to take Aeneas Smith. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but very fast. New kick returner minimum. And then we probably don't need a fullback, but we're going to take Bernal. All right, draft recap. What kind of overalls are we looking at here? The cornerback, 76. Tight end is 75. Justin Jacobs is still really good with his overall at 70. The fast wide receiver at 68 and 69 for Bernal. Fair enough. It doesn't really matter what the devs are. Cam Smith's our new number 2 automatically. I don't really care how much we paid Sean Murphy Bunting. He's not the greatest, and Cam has a lot more developing that can be done, whereas Murphy Bunting's a little on the lesser side. A 3 or 22 isn't bad. He's kind of like our Rasul Douglas, but a little bit faster. Yep, everything has to involve the Packers. What can I tell you? Yeah, we have enough controversies around here. We don't need that name around. I'm sorry, pal. We just don't need that. The year 2 team, the identity's starting to look a little bit more clear as we know our quarterback. We know our wide receivers 1 and 2. Gilbert, we don't know for a fact is our starting quarterback or tight end for the future, but obviously he has a very bright future ahead of him. So as long as he stays healthy, which 74 injury, it's quite interesting there. O-line, obviously we didn't draft anyone, but we did get younger at right guard with Nate Davis. He's great for long term. I think the interior, honestly, we might only have to replace Charles Leno. We'll see, of course. Him loves to, screw us over. As far as the DBs go, we have kind of improved them. The overall is a little bit lower for this season, but obviously Cam Smith is a huge potential guy with all that speed and the high dev of being, at least star, which, I don't know, maybe superstar, maybe X Factor, I don't know. Sean Murphy-Bunting, not a bad number 3 at all. Cameron Curl and Garner Johnson are a great duo. Linebackers are looking a little bit more clear as, Holcomb's a 3-year 30 guy with star development trait, so, oh my eyes. So we kind of talked about just letting the 5th-year option go so we could just pay Chase Young now, so then, a lot of that money that we're kind of owing him can kind of go away early, so when we have to pay Sam Howell, it'll be a little bit cheaper. Obviously, this is not great money for him, to be honest, so we're going to offer that on a 6-year deal. I think he'll definitely accept, and he will, which is nice. Kendall Fuller is a 1-year 16. He's 28 years old. 1-year 16 is kind of costly, but it's only a 1 year, so I'm going to give it to him. What else do we have? Montez Sweat. Damn, he wants to be paid like Chase Young. Where have you earned that? He's on par for kind of the same season as last year. I don't know what to think about that. Same with Gibson. Ooh, we do have to pay. Money's kind of tight now. Gibson's having a little bit better of a deal. Or a better year anyways. I'm going to give him a 5-year 30. Hopefully he accepts. He does. Save a little bit of money. Once again, running backs are a dime a dozen, and he's played really bad for some years now, so you can't really blame us for paying him on the low side. Cameron Curl, if we can do a 5-year 40, 5-year 38. Nice. 28 mil left, and most of that would be gone with Sweat. I think we might have to just let him go. I honestly don't think we really have another option. Also want to pay Joey Sly. How old is he? 27. 3-year 10. I don't want to get rid of Montez Sweat, but we are literally broke. That would take pretty much the entire cap room away. We'll replace Norwell with a rookie of some sort. We said that he could probably stay for the rest of this, but once again, money is kind of the root of all roster collapses, right? So, gonna have to just take the bullet here, I guess. Struggled a bit more than last year. Are we gonna make the playoffs? We do at 10-7. Do we actually steal the Eagles spot, I wonder? I kind of want to take a look at the playoff schedule, because did we steal it? Now the Eagles are also in. A lot of the players, a lot of teams in the division making the playoffs. Of course, we lost the actual division title this year. Let's take a look at the numbers for a full year of Sam Howell, which, man, he's crushing it. Of course, the yards are a little lower than, some of the other quarterbacks in the league, but 38 touchdowns, 6 picks is really, really good. Gibson also had an improved year with 4.6 yards per carry, 13 touchdowns. McLaurin was great. Dotson was great. Gilbert was decent. Oh, actually, please give him the dev up. Please give him the dev up. Of course, Curtis Samuel's gone anyways after this year. Whoa, Norwell. Kind of a bad year to be doing that. Not that we want to keep him anyways. Well, we would like to, but we're not going to. Could see a dev down from Daron Payne and Allen here, even though, once again, Daron Payne, I don't think is fair to lose his dev. Allen, I also think is a little unfair, but I would see it a little bit more because, once again, he's a little bit more of a pass rusher, whereas Daron Payne is a run stopper, right? Even though he did have a down year with the tackles for a loss. Sweat might go to superstar, but once again, we just couldn't afford him. And then Chase Young, glad to pay him because he played really well. Slay, a little iffy. Great punting. Kick return, punt return, nothing special. Jalen Hurts almost wins MVP again, but it's Josh Allen this time winning it. And award wins Anthony Richardson, Offensive Rookie of the Year, with Gilbert at number 4, sadly. Cam Smith at number 4 as well. Quarterback Sam Howell, second best, so Pro Bowler, which is nice. Running back at 6. Gibson dropped off a little bit there. Dotson at 9. O-line not on the list this time. D-line we had 7 and 9. Linebackers 9. DB at 5 and 9. And then kicker at 7. So still a good year, but definitely a little bit down compared to last. But the Seahawks at 9 and 8. Not the toughest team to beat, but they do have some offensive weapons, and apparently they were able to draft Will Anderson. Oh, look at that. That's just beautiful. That's just sick. I kind of want to do a Seahawks rebuild now, even though we're doing a Seahawks franchise rebuild. It's still, I still kind of have the itch to see what would, happen for that franchise, and then also Vikings, which is our online franchise. It'll be coming out sooner rather than later, hopefully. 7-0 start, which we love to see. Huge rushing play, but no score from Seattle. They must have turned it over in the red zone. 13-3. Defense is doing a damn good job. Now 20-3. Halftime. The Seahawks, man. That was a long drive and no score. They finally get a touchdown. They get another one. And we barely honestly hold on. I mean, offense got to do a little bit better. Their defense, obviously, we invested a little bit more in the offseason on. And, you know, they played pretty well. Tanner McKee, not super great, but either was Howell, to be honest. Rushing, Gibson, finally. What was that long run they had? Was it glitch? Because I swear it was a long run. It wasn't us. It was like a 60-yard run, and it just didn't end up becoming a score. Might have just been glitch. Odell Beckham on their team. I thought I seen him on the special teams there. Nothing really special. It's a pretty tame game. Kind of boring, but I suppose if you're on the winning side, doesn't matter. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We are already a higher overall than them, but still a super challenging team to face against. Did see Tom Brady in free agency. Maybe he retired. I don't know who their quarterback is, but hoping for the best. We're in this divisional round. Last year, lost sadly. And so far, it's looking kind of similar to last year, to be honest, where we're just offense is struggling and we're giving up touchdowns left and right. Nice little bounce back there, and right before half, could have had a chance to score, didn't. Down 14, down 21, and we're going to lose 35-7 as a higher overall team. 35-7. How did they get Anthony Richardson? Did they not make the playoffs year one? Of course, both quarterbacks weren't great, but Anthony Richardson was better. Just didn't have any he was actually really good. He just didn't have any touchdowns. Both running backs were iffy. Oh, wow, that's not even our running back. We scored like nothing. I forgot. Wow, we just got smoked. I mean, that's really sucky, dude. Back-to-back years losing in the divisional round. Like, it almost feels like we're doing nothing every single season, you know? But, of course, the Buccaneers do at least make the Super Bowl, and they lose it. All right, let's take a look at potential dev-up. Sam Howell's got to be a superstar. Howell! Is he not a superstar? Like, what? Second best quarterback already in the NFC. He's still star with that touchdown to pick ratio, and like I said, Pro Bowler and everything. Gilbert didn't go up in dev, which is a super L. Defensively, Jamin Davis went up, so did Jacobs. Smith, was he a superstar already? No way. He was a superstar to start. That's pretty juiced. Okay, that's a win. I don't know what Malachi Moore was, but he was superstar in like pretty much every class I used last year, but he was also projected higher, so I don't know, maybe he was superstar there as well. Sweat didn't go up in dev. Surprisingly, Young, Payne, and Allen. I thought maybe Allen and Payne would have went down, but guess not. Jamin Davis, though, huge win, which is why we decided not to go for Tremaine Edmonds. And I think it was a good call. As you can see, we still ended up with a really good linebacking group already. And Justin Jacobs goes up in dev, and he's got a lot of potential with that 80 block shed already. Decent coverage ratings. Man coverage kind of sucks, but zone's decent. I mean, things are looking up. We obviously got to get a new left guard, maybe even a new left tackle. We have a couple of draft picks for this year, and realistically, that's it. Defense is set if we can afford them. Offense, we just need a couple of linemen, and we're kind of good to go. We're looking really good already. Wait. How come we have money all of a sudden? 56 mil in cap. If Montez Sweat wants the deal to stick around, he had his best year yet. I'd be willing to do a 3-year 65, and he sticks around. So I don't know how that's going to hurt us down the line, but okay. I mean, yeah. Khaleke Hudson, when did he go up to star? I don't even know, but it's too late for him now. Curtis Samuel obviously played pretty poorly last season. Norwell's a good player, but a 1-year 12. I think we need to save some money somewhere, and we can start developing younger linemen probably with the draft this year. If we can just land 1 or 2 hidden linemen, we'll be set. Look at some of the names here. Justin Herbert, Chris Jones, Rashawn Gary, A.J. Terrell. There's no way the Falcons let A.J. Terrell go. Cam Akers, maybe. I don't know, but probably wouldn't be. Jordan Brooks, probably not, but maybe. Ed Oliver would be sick, but they probably wouldn't let him go if he was an X Factor. Could use a guard, like we said. Could use a tackle. Wills is a very interesting name, but I'm pretty sure they would not let him go. So things we need are linemen. What about tight end? We don't really need a tight end that bad, but I'm just curious. Trent Brown, how much he wants? Like a 2-year 32. He has no offers. I'd offer him like a 2-year 24. And if for some reason he wanted to accept that, I'd actually offer him like a 2-year 24 with like more guarantees, or 2-year 25, whatever, because we can get rid of Charles Leno, who's... I'm actually going to take a look at his numbers, but I don't feel like he actually has played that poorly. But once again, as far as sim goes, I don't know if it's the overall that matters or their actual sacks allowed. I think our tackles have been kind of allowing like 10 or 11, but I've seen really high overalls, allow more sacks than this. So 12 and 11 is not terrible for Madden's concerns, but then again, he's a 79 overall, so I don't know. But at the same time, would he accept a 2-year 25? I don't know. Probably not. Mekhi Becton is so interesting, dude. I could play him at tackle. I can play him at guard. I can do anything I want with him. Yep. And we got Mekhi Becton on a 4-year 50. Lots of talks about the Jets kind of, secretively not really believing him anymore. And obviously coming off of that huge injury that he just had. I mean, 4-year 50 in free agency, it's not unlikely. What is happening with the Patriots? We got a 4th-round pick off of them for Charles Leno. Their team is dead. They have $100 million to spend. They had no left tackle. What's going on here? No wide receivers, pretty much. X Factor Hunter Henry somehow. I don't know how, but he did. Wow, okay. That's kind of crazy. All right, we have pick 25. All of my guys are like 2 to 3s. I'm pretty sure... We also don't have a 2, sadly. I keep forgetting that we're like falling behind on these draft picks. What do I want to do? So we do have the center. He's a 1 to 2, but we don't really need a center that badly right now. Was the DT? Ooh, we actually had an A finesse. We got to go for him then. So we have to choose 2 players pretty much. So I think you have to choose triplet, even though we don't really need a DT that bad. But maybe we just can't afford Jonathan Allen when the time comes. I don't know. But he looks too good to pass on. And then we need at least 1 lineman minimum, specifically a guard, even though we do have, what's his name? Chris Paul. He could be our guy. I like Edmonds more than White, but I think as of right now, we don't really have a guy that's so clear-cut that we need to grab that we're just going to actually trade down. We're going to actually trade with the Niners. They're going to get 43 in a 2nd round next year to move back like 15 spots or whatever. Both players are still there, but like I said, I like Edmonds a little more, so that's who I'm going to grab it. And a hidden development trade. He's a monster. 6'5", 343. The other guy's built a little bit more like a center. I do kind of want to see if I have like the right idea or not. Guys that are built like centers are a little bit better in the game in general, so maybe we sold, but, We trade a 3rd and a 4th this and a 6th next to move up to 69 with the Jets, which is where we're going to be taking a DT, which is, once again, kind of a luxury pick rather than an actual, need, if you will. So it looks great. Gonna grab him, and sadly normal, but look at that strength. Look at the speed. 21, of course, so he's got time to develop. He's got time to sit, and that A finesse with a decent block shed. I mean, probably worth it. And then we're going to grab Paul Reed, who looks okay. He's a little raw, but very athletic. We need a backup, so Paul Reed. And hidden. Actually not bad. 91 speed, 92 excel. That's a good pick. Then we're going to grab a good kick power punter, Klein, who is 93 kick power, only normal. He's huge in fairness, but, I don't know how much longer the current punter we have is going to last. Maybe he needs a contract, and the contract length is just going to be too long. He's going to start regressing. I don't know. I thought he looked decent, and, he kind of was, I guess. I still think we landed a decent draft, though, right? I think it was all right. Let's see the overalls, though. 72, 74, 68, 673, 67. Considering we have that extra 2nd round pick next year, it's okay. We landed what we needed to. We landed a hidden development trait left guard who's a little raw with a finesse, but decent power blocker at least. Let's take a look at what his dev is. Maybe we have ourselves a 2nd superstar on that left side of the line. We do not. Of course, kind of expected. The DT, 74 overall, very high overall in fairness. An 81 finesse, 73 block shed, spin move, bull rush. If they could change swim to, or spin to swim, that would be a really good trade-off, but still a pretty damn good player, obviously. And then Reed, the hidden development trade backup safety, who will probably never start, is pretty raw, but let's take a look what that dev is. Maybe he's superstar, even if he was, still probably unlikely to ever start and only star anyways. And I do want to see that left guard, like I said, because You know, I want to see how smart I am with these picks. Obviously, our guy's good no matter what, but here it is. 73 overall. White also hidden. I actually thought he was going to be normal. Ooh, he's more balanced. Base ratings, he looks better, but he is a little bit worse in the power blocking, so it's not the worst trade-off. As long as he's not superstar, and he's not. So, I mean, kind of similar. We also had a left tackle. Where was he? Keys, 73 overall, and oof, normal. Thank God we filled left tackle in free agency because, I mean, I maybe debatably grabbed him. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is a Super Bowl team. I think this could very well be a Super Bowl team. Terry McLaurin's insane. Dotson's getting there. Howell's getting there. Gibson had a really good year. Gilbert, I mean, he's a 79 overall. Just need to get a dev up. O-line's way better. Becton, you know, he's long-term. He's here forever. Same with Nate Davis. Same with Edmonds. Same with probably Cosme. Maybe a center replacement. We're fine for now. Defensively, linebackers are looking better. Obviously, safeties are great. Corners are looking better. D-line's been great since the start. This is a team that should minimum make the playoffs. Win to the championship, that's going to be the goal. I almost think it's guaranteed. All right, re-signings. Oh, wow. I was about to say it's pretty tame, actually. Pretty easy. 65 mil. We're going to be wanting to keep a decent bit of these guys, but I think we'll be fine. Like, how much is... Jamin wants a 5-year 40. That can be arranged, my guy. A 5-year 45. How about that? That's even better. Woo! See, we're all happy. Everyone's happy. Kendall Fuller wants pretty much the same thing as last year, and, I mean, he deserves it. I wish we could just get him to Superstar. It'd be so... That was literally what you asked for. What? He doesn't want short-term deals. Last year he did, but now he doesn't. I don't even know. Sam Cosme's actually asking for a lot here. Well, he's not asking for a lot, but because he's not interested, it's going to be a lot. So, a 4-year 33. Nice. Not bad. 32 mil, and all the money's kind of accounted for. Chase Roulier is asking for like a 1-year 10, which we probably could afford, but do we want to? He is pretty good. He's actually really good. He's slow, but he's a center. Nice. 1-year 10. Done. We have 22 mil to work with. We probably don't have to pay Kendall Fuller too much more than he's asking for. We have a replacement punter for Tress Way. We can pay Diami Brown. He's a kind of a backup. He's not really expensive. Boom. We're looking good. Assuming we don't have to pay someone crazy next year that we, didn't previously have on the books. All right, another iffy season, but another playoff season. I don't remember if the Cowboys were the team that won it last year for the division, but once again, just slightly losing out on the division. Let's take a look at the stats. Mr. Sam Howell, a little bit worse than last year, but still doing really, really well, of course. Gibson, down year. That's why we didn't pay him anything crazy. Gilbert, if that's not star dev, I don't know what is. Dotson, pretty decent. Terry McLaurin, still pretty decent. Blocking, anyways. Left guard, really having some troubles no matter what. Rookie, veteran, doesn't matter. D-line, Jonathan Allen should not go down in dev. Either should Chase Young. Sweat, I don't know if they'll make him go down to normal, but kind of deserves to. Deron Payne, of course, he shouldn't go down to superstar from superstar because, once again, he is not a pass rusher. So 5.5 sacks is not great, but it's not something I would expect more of. Offensive numbers aren't really that good. The Eagles got rid of Jalen Hurts, it seems, and replace him with a new MVP because they're just that good, apparently. Let's take a look at the awards. I don't think we would have won anything, but maybe we came close on something. 6 for QB, 4 for running back. Not on the list for wide receiver. O-line, Nate Davis, number 1 in the league. Is that superstar dev? Chase Young at number 2, Jonathan Allen at number 6. Linebackers, DBs, kickers at number 3. So, I mean, once again, not a great statistical season, but back in the playoffs, going up against the Falcons, who are pretty good in sim, but we're a really high overall. In Atlanta for a nighttime game, of course, back and forth. No one doing anything with the ball, really. I think left to right is us. We finally get some points on the board. They get 7, though. And really, with a minute left, they scored on like a 90-yard drive. 14 all. 21-14. Offense struggling. This looks like an L. This rebuild's starting to freaking trigger me a bit as Sam Howell has choked the game away and we lose the divisional round 35-14. Man, your spirits can only stay as high as possible, as long as possible. I mean, we have the better team all around, yet our quarterback, who is probably better than Ritter because he, kind of started earlier, kind of gets outplayed. Okay. I mean, I suppose their offense, Drake London, Pitts, and Ridley is probably better than Dotson, McLaurin, and Gilbert, but not by that much, right? Whereas our defense is probably miles better than theirs, although they did sign some names. So I don't know, maybe Jordan Brooks, I guess, with some interceptions, and Awuzie, I don't know what overall he is still at this point, but he came away with some picks. He's pretty good. So at free agency, it is kind of tough to see, based on the name who you're going against, because a lot of rosters change around with those free agents just going wild. Looking at their safety, Jonathan Abram, I like him in the game, but 84 overall with probably pretty bad zone coverage. Julian Blackmon, also pretty low zone coverage. Corners, Awuzie is pretty decent, but, they're kind of struggling elsewhere. Linebacker, it's so weird. Like, the whole team is not the way they started. It's a decent team, but once again, it's not as good as ours. Their O-line is also awful. We should have been, at least our left end. Like, Chase Young should have killed them. Pitts is obviously insane. Ridley's decent still. Drake London's still developing. But run game, their running back's kind of sucky. Of course, Ritter is already apparently really, really good. Well, it may be time to change playbooks. I get it. A few people, not a whole lot in fairness, and obviously last year people were still watching the rebuilds, even though we were trying to use the most fair but good enough playbooks, like the Buccaneers or the Packers at times, to win games at least. I just don't think there's any option. We're one of the best teams in the league already, and teams are catching up because we're just not winning. We're just not winning enough, sadly. Gilbert does go up in dev, so does Nate Davis, which is sick defensively. No dev downs for the D-line, which, once again, a little surprising. Jamin Davis dropped in dev. I want to see if that's fair, because, once again, we paid him as a superstar. I know he didn't have the picks, but his tackles are consistent. He's been consistent. He's high overall. I think we'll allow him to keep that dev. I think it's fair, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna allow it. Once again, I don't want dev regression on. It's just the game still has the glitch where even with it off, the regression's on, which is really crap. Once again, I get it, right? I'm on the side of you can't just keep people having high devs because they deserved it one season and if they really suck other seasons. But the problem with it is the consistency. Like, if we're going to be honest, Jonathan Allen, and probably Deron Payne even, probably should have dropped in dev, and they haven't. So it's just like, it doesn't work, and that's why I don't want the regression on. All right, so we have about, we do not have that much money. It says we have 51. Okay, I don't really pay attention to what exactly they're saying, but adjusted cap. So is that the adjusted cap going into next year? So right now we only have 16 mil, but they're expecting, or is it because of, we had extra money from last season, perhaps? Either way, it says we have 50 mil cap space. I'm not going to be spending that, though, because, of course, we have to pay Terry McLaurin, which I will want to. Allen, I probably will want to, but not guaranteed. Fuller could come down to that next year is the year that we actually let him go because he's, regressed, perhaps. But this is kind of where, the team's kind of falling apart a little bit, right? It's not, the worst thing in the world, but we also probably have to pay our quarterback here in a second, which is going to be a little bit of a problem. But, yeah, we should. We do have to pay Sam Howell. He's got to be worth at least 35 per, to be honest. Last year was probably the best time to win a Super Bowl, yet we couldn't do it. We have to pay a lot of names. I'm not willing to spend anything here. I don't want to spend any money at all unless there's some position that we could really use, which I don't think there is. There's really not anything that can be upgraded hardcore. I think maybe we look for a center. Chase, I think we only gave him a 1-year deal, right? So center, maybe DT because Jonathan Allen, he's a great player, but 30 years old, needing a contract that could be a 4-year 90 or something. Can we give him that much? Probably, to be honest. Corner, perhaps. So I'm probably going to be looking at corner, corner linebacker, and probably center, to be honest. And other than that, I'm pretty happy. Wish Sam Howell would have, developed a little bit faster than this by now, but he's getting there, I suppose. Short and deep, need to get up there a little bit, but great medium accuracy and throw power at least. Free agents, Budda Baker, Javonte Williams, a couple of running backs in here, which, we are a little iffy there. But a lot of kind of older names for the most part, and you're not super crazy young, great developable talent. Glad to see a difference, different change. I don't think even if we wanted to spend money, there's anyone here worth spending money on. So we're in the draft. We have pick 20. Of course, we didn't spend any free agency money because our salary we didn't use any of our cap in free agency because, we got a lot of guys to pay. And one of those players is Jonathan Allen. Now, I want to keep him, but can we keep him? We have Kyle Hawkins, who's a B across the board, 21, 6'4", decently strong, decently athletic. Looks like he could be good. Is that someone we go for, though? I don't know, because everyone else, we could use a center like Colin McLean, could go with a guard like Gene Carey. I mean, there's options. We also do have Benji Church, who has an A in finesse move, could get away with that as well, where it might be normal dev, similar to the guy we already got with a finesse move, and he had a B block shed, actually, but Hawkins, LSU. I mean, I'm feeling good about him, but I don't know. It's just, like, if we pay Jonathan Allen, then we don't need him, So I'm actually going to trade down again. Why is Tennessee offering us so much here? We're going to bet against the Jets. Screw it. We have picked 9 and 10, where I guarantee we're going to be grabbing the center if he's there. Colin McLean looks really good. Future center for us. Normal development trait, sadly, though. Oh, Hawkins is still there. Although, does that mean he sucks? I don't care. I'm going to grab him anyways. Normal development trait. It could mean he sucks. It very well could mean it, dude. Oh, no. 57 and 121 to move to our pick 20, which is actually very costly for them because they're at 25. It might be a little early, but I don't want to keep trading down. I'm going to pretty much say that trade value is probably closer to like an early third, which means that we would have to grab Gene Carey if that's who we want, which I think it is. I mean, he looks pretty decent. We're going to grab Gene Carey, and thankfully, a hidden development trait player. Starting to get a little worried there, I'm going to be honest. We don't really need any more linemen, but this lineman does look pretty good as well. Denzel Sims, I'm going to grab him. Another hidden development trait lineman, which really makes you wonder why we grabbed that center. And we still have a lot of our players. Dean Belton looks decent. He's not an edge rusher. He's a DT. Damn it. I thought he was an edge rusher. Well, I guess that's not what we're going to go for. What about Mr. D'Angelo Moss? Yeah, he's good. We're going to grab him. Normal development trait, but super athletic, and did have an A zone coverage. Now, this guy looks iffy, but his zone coverage was okay, I think, even though his man sucks. So he might just be a safety for us. 92 speed, 93 excel. DJ Reed moment. And a team can only have so many linemen and D linemen, so we're going to pass on the rest. So we ended up trading our 4th and 5th round picks for 2 4th rounds next year. All the guys we grabbed, except for that tight end, were pretty decent overalls, in fairness. McLean, I'm going to be honest with you, is probably just a wasted pick. It's just not going to be someone we're going to use. Hawkins, probably also a wasted pick. 77 block shed, so he's a little bit better at block shedding. Power moves okay, but this draft was not great. I mean, of course, we landed 2 hidden development trait linemen, but it's been some Maddens now since it's actually been hard to do that, so still kind of see it as an L a little bit, unless one of them superstar. Which, I mean, in fairness, I was about to say, I mean, really doesn't matter that much, but it's still nice, obviously, to have a superstar lineman. Won't start this year, but maybe next season if we find a spot in the team. And then Denzel Sims, star development trait, and I think that was the only other hidden we had. His middle linebacker was all right, actually. He was kind of a steal. Block shed is awful, though. Wow, that is a little bit of a project, not going to lie. And then Fowler, what was that zone coverage in the end? I think it was like really high, but it had a chance to suck. Yeah, he's a decent safety, so he's going to probably play backup free. And I know, I get it. It sucks. We're going to have to do it, though. We're going to be putting on the Tampa Bay playbook. We trade Fedarian Mathis and Chris Paul over to the Bears for a 3rd-round pick. Fedarian Mathis actually does have 86 block shed, in fairness, and Chris Paul is, pretty base lineman. He's decent. It's a fair trade-off, I think, because I'm the one receiving it. All right, the year 4 team. We're going to have 1 season after this if we don't win the Super Bowl, and even with the change in playbooks, something is telling me that EA is got the whole thing figured out against us. Gilbert had a pretty damn good season last year. Obviously went up in dev, and He's looking pretty good. And then defensively, this is what the squad looks like. Lacking a little bit in the pass rush depth and linebacker depth department, but once again, can't really spend too much as we're going to kind of go broke this year, I feel. Oh, this could be the moment. This could be the moment. Superstar dev Sam Howell. Glad we lost to a 3-6 Broncos team. We are now under 500. That is super fun. Of course, Jonathan Allen is actually asking for pretty reasonable, years and money even. So a 2-year 48, I think, is pretty fair. Kendall Fuller still wants a 1-year deal, and I think we can definitely do that. 1 year 15.1. We've been paying him a 1 year 17.5 for so long now. Let's knock out the contract for our quarterback first. 5-year 135, which I think we can outdo. I think we can do at least a 5-year 160, which I think he has deserved it. Payday time, and glad to get it. That would have probably been around a $32 million per year deal, which of course he has absolutely earned that. Jahan Dotson, I think, is honestly at this point probably more important than McLaurin based on age alone. So a 5-year 100. We're down to 48 mil. We have to pay a superstar guard, literally the same money we paid him in the open market. Need a big oof. Sean Murphy-Bunting will be gone. Chase Roulier will be gone. Cole Holcomb, I want to keep, but I think he'll be gone. Robinson, I do want to keep because, it's pretty cheap money. He's a backup running back. Glad to keep him. 32 mil left. We are looking a little raw, dry here, but it's not terrible. Assuming there's not some other big name that we're forgetting. So Nate's money is already in, so obviously the money we have left over can be used on Terry. That is a lot of years, though. A 4-year 122? Thank you. I don't want you till 33. Sorry, buddy. That's a lot of money per year, but he should still be really talented throughout that contract. Headed to the playoffs and another 10-7 season where we're the third best team in the division, and the Eagles are 4-13. Sam Howell's numbers, though, with the Buccaneers offensive playbook seem to have improved. A little bit more picks, but more yards, a little bit more touchdowns. Gibson's still kind of struggling. Dotson could be an X factor. McLaurin was great. Diami was decent. Gilbert, probably not good enough to go to superstar, but still a good year. And O-line, the tackles were a little iffy, but everyone else, the guard, even played better. We're letting Nate Davis go because we would literally be right against the wall if we kept him. And we do have those 2 hidden development trait linemen, one of them being a superstar waiting to start. So I think that's a smart call. D-line, Chase Young still playing pretty well. Deron Payne, best season yet. Jonathan Allen, a little bit down, and then Sweat has really not been worth the money. But we did only give him a 3-year deal, thankfully, so gonna probably let him go once his contract's up. Sly was decent. Klein was all right. Kick return, punt return stuff, pretty, average, normal, kind of numbers. Let's take a look at the offensive, yardage. So 9th yards and 20th defensive yards allowed. Can we just put it together? This team is way better than the game is giving us credit for. It's so dumb. But let's see. MVP goes to Josh Allen. Let's see if we won any award at all. Probably not, right? Maybe we were close on a few awards, but actually winning, we did not win any. We have 7 overalls on them. Please, EA, stop. All right, we get the ball first, and we get down the field but don't score. We throw an interception. Defense is trying its best. 3-all, 10-3 now. Still 10-3. 10-3. Still 10-3. Come on. Offense, put some points up. Thank you. Will it be enough? Oh my. Gotta give some credit to the defense. You gotta give some credit to the defense. And you still almost gave up a chance there. What is wrong with this team? How is our offense not destroying their defense? Of course, Sam Howell's choking in the playoffs again. I mean, it's kind of a thing that started up last season, but before then, he was so good. I actually thought maybe we would have won a year 1 Super Bowl. We were looking so good, even though we're a team that was kind of behind the rest. We're kind of behind the rest of the teams trying to develop a little bit, and then now that we are developed, we're worse? I don't get it. We have 5 overalls on them. I don't care if they have Stroud. We have Howell, damn it. Going to the end of the game. Left to right is usually us, and that is going to be the same. 7-all. 14-7, a turnover. We get a field goal, another turnover. 24-14. The Giants really made it seem like that bad situation was nothing. They just don't care. Up 10, only up 3 now. The Giants in a chance to win this. Please, team. Tied up, 38 all. What do we instantly hand the ball over to them? Hey, guys, you want to win a Super Bowl over us? I'm sure it's not going to be a problem to the fans that a division rival beat us when we had such an advantage. This game really triggers me. It really does. The sim is just so bad. Predetermined, but there's a reason. Because they left Blake Martinez one-on-one. And it's on All-Pro. All-Pro to All-Madden. All-Madden must be like, the difference must just be insane. Because we never do that in Seahawks. Hit the extra point on one-play touchdown to Terry McLaurin, but it's not going to matter because Sean Murphy Bunting's a god, obviously. Don't run out of time, though. Please. Tell me we missed. Tell me, EA. Tell me that was a miss. Nothing else. He did miss. He missed in fairness. Lovely to see him miss a 32-yard field goal, was that? Lovely. Was hyping him up earlier in the video, too. Don't tell me they're going to punt this. 4th and 3 in overtime. You are not punting in the playoffs. Like, what are you, a crazy man? Like, if you believe in your defense to make a stop, you might as well believe in them from the 50. You might as well believe in from the 50. But we don't need to. Wow, Eric Gilbert kind of died. I don't care if I have to come in and win the game. Like, the game is just so busted for Sim. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Almost 600 total yards, and we're, like, on par to lose. First down. What? What? Huh? Wait, actually, did they change the rules in overtime? I don't remember hearing that. I don't remember that at all, dude. I actually, you know what? I do kind of remember them saying some change, but it's only going to be applied to the playoffs. Can we not give up the biggest lane in the world when we have the best defensive front in the football league and the Giants do not have the best interior? So as long as we don't give up a touchdown, we win the game. And what are we going to do? Give up a touchdown. Woo! Lovely. 3rd and 7 and we're running. Okay, in fairness, it was Howell running because he probably had no one open apparently. But oh my god, can we stop? This is the longest playoff game in literal history. There goes Gibson. Go down. First down. Look at this. Literally a historic performance to win against the AI in the game. It's actually insane. It's actually nuts. It's sudden death. Field goal wins. Even though we can't hit field goals for crap anyways. 1st and 15. Nice run. Running the ball way too much. Please, Joey. Thank you. Literally a historic performance to get to the championship round. That's what it took. It took us winning a historic game. 6 touchdowns, nearly 550 yards passing for Howell, and we barely won in overtime. Holy crap. Of course, they have Treylon Burks. I'm sure that's what the Titans would do, get rid of him that early. Jeez, dude. I can't handle this kind of stress. This is too much. That was damn near a full-ass freaking game. It was literally a full game of franchise. I'm not doing a Commanders franchise. I did a Washington one recently enough. But you know what? We're in the championship round, so we're gonna just go with the punches. Although we're going up against the Buccaneers, who have now finally caught up in overall. So we couldn't beat them then. I'm not really sure how we're going to do it now. To the end of the game, defense is doing well, and they do stop them. Offense gives them the ball back right away. 10-0. Turnover city for the offense, it seems. 7-13. And we do get a field goal before half. It's now a 3-point game. 13 all, 20-13. I think that's an L. It just seems like it. Although we did pretty well. Touchdown. They get a touchdown too. Hey, what's going on here? Whose ball is this? Oh my god, we really choked right there. Although the defense does a good job. Another overtime game. Please. Thank you. Huge play to Dotson. Come on, boys. Of course, the rules are that they will get the ball anyways. Defense. Turnover. Force one. Oh my god. Oh, what's the sitch? 4th and 4. And of course, on 4th and 4, they complete it. Oh my god, another situation where we have to drive down in... Why are we always going backwards? This is such an unrealistic rebuild now, because if we win, it's like I did all the work. Although, kind of run out of time. Gilbert breaks free! Touchdown! Deshaun Elliott can't cover him, and we're in the bowl. Yeah. Remind me to never play an All-Pro. While it's not easy, It's too easy for me, though. Like, I'm not that great at the game, but, all Madden, you got to always play on all Madden. All pro is just not enough. Although, I mean, for a second there, we literally almost lost the game on a sack, and we just yeeted it. We yeeted it to the only guy I felt was open, and he was, simply put, he was open, and he got it. Touchdown. Speed kills, ladies and gentlemen. Speed kills, and of course, he's a really good player on top of it, so obviously it only helps. Actually, like, legitimately faster than Deshaun Elliott, so it's pretty impressive. Throw on the run. I mean, he's developed. Short accuracy sucks, but everything else is pretty good. Obviously, for Madden terms, though, I'd say that's probably bad because the game has you throw short a lot. And then Robinson, who, of course, is like a super dual-style threat. Well, maybe not super dual, but a super good backup, at least. 3 to stiff arm. That's not bad. But the Super Bowl. Please not be the Chiefs. Yay, the Chiefs! Awesome. What overall are they? They are a 91. So they are worse than us, as with every team, because we're the best team in the league right now. But they're still scary. Of course, Howell to X Factor. Why did he deserve X Factor? Was he just maybe touchdowns or yards? Maybe both were top tier in the league. Dotson, of course, is now an X Factor as well. Didn't really have many dev downs in this franchise, to be honest. And Gilbert does not go up in dev. That's fine. Defensively, we did see Jonathan Allen drop in dev. What was his stats, actually? 8 sacks. I mean, that's kind of harsh to drop him in dev. No, I'll allow it, I guess. Jamin Davis also dropped in dev again, and that was the only other guy that had, any kind of crazy dev that went down. Of course, Jamin Davis, I do want to see those stats, see how he played. And I don't really get how he would have dropped in dev again. Like, do you need interceptions for linebackers to stay up there? Because his tackling's like almost 140 tackles, which is like what got him the picks, other than the dev up, other than the picks. Which, I mean, do you really base how good a linebacker is on interceptions? That's a pretty bad metric, no? Regardless, though, the Chiefs, 94 overall to their 91. Of course, they got Bijan Robinson. Still got Mahomes. Still got Kelsey. This is going to be a challenge. All right, going to the end of the game. Kind of back and forth nothingness so far. A little bit of momentum. We get 3. They get 3. It's not really the game that either team probably expected to be in. 10-9. Halftime score is going to be the same. They are now up by 5. Our offense is really not doing a good job here. Defense is doing what they can. Offense needs to score. We missed the extra point now. Interception. Oh my God, what a weird score. Please, defense. You need to clutch up. Yeah, I'm sure a 42-yarder to Jakobi Meyers. The talent. An ultra talent in the league. Jakobi Meyers. 42-yarder. Hell yeah, dude. Of course, they're going to kick it kind of short, giving Smith, the speedster, a chance. And good blocking. Nice. Just ran away. Every single game, we're going to have to come in to have a chance to win. It's actually sickening. Like, how does this need to happen? Dotson. Dotson. Wow, what a catch. We just need a field goal, but it would be nice to just end it here. I don't want to go to overtime for 3 straight games. Got Dotson there. McLaurin's probably not the greatest option. Probably should have threw it to Dotson earlier, to be honest. Stop fighting, dude. What are you doing? Like, even if Gronk was fighting for yards there, I'd be pissed. Let alone a tiny little man. Gibson on the side, they are trying to protect the inside there. If we can get a shot to Gilbert there, we can, set up that field goal. Please, get down. And, I mean, he's missed a chip shot before. Why wouldn't he do it again? 39-yarder to take another game into overtime. And he does it, shockingly. Is that 3 straight? Oh, look who it is punted or kicking off. Is that 3 straight overtime games where we get the ball out the gate as well? From 42, what are they going to do? 59-yarder. I'm going to kick it myself. Even though the AI probably has a better chance because I kind of sell on these sometimes. Although that's really easy on All-Pro. 59-yard field goal. I don't know if I'd have the balls to do that. But then again, you can't go for it there. You look really dumb. And you can't punt it. You look even more dumb. I mean, this is a depleted offense. Other than Mahomes and Travis. Can't get any pressure. Mahomes is sacked. A 4th and 19 away from being Super Bowl champions. And anyone that complains about us playing in the game, well, I don't know what to tell you. And I don't know what to tell you. Can't go back in time and unplay it. Sweat. And it's going to force the pick to Cam Smith, who's going to take it back for good measure. And we're going to win in overtime by 10. Well, 9, technically. I don't care how we got here. I don't care that we had to play a couple of snaps in each of the games. It doesn't matter because we're champions. What can I tell you? EA Sim does not allow you to win often. So when I have a chance to overwrite EA, I'm going to take it. I don't care. Sam Howell is a Super Bowl champion. The Commanders, through all that adversity, are now champions. It's a 6 squad of players that are, starting to near the end of their careers. They're a really young team that obviously age is starting to catch up a little bit, but still a window that is open for maybe another 3 years perhaps. And obviously they're a super promising team and on top of the world here as we've got the trophy coming in, and it's looking a little, maybe a little too chrome, if you will. But obviously awesome to see, and the fans are here, and we are gonna win. What was the score? 31-22? Awesome game. 3 straight overtimes, which is just insane. Still can't believe the game against the Giants. Looking at this, the highlights. What a field goal, dude. What a field goal. That was beautiful. Some crazy ones, too. That Eric Gilbert one, that throw, wow, 63 attempts. Holy crap, that's a lot of passes. But that Eric Gilbert throw, like last second on 4th and long, to get that touchdown when we were literally seconds away from just taking the sack was insane, and it led to this moment. But what even happened in that Buccaneers game, actually? I can't really remember. It was just a close game. That game just kind of went over my head. That was another overtime game, though, wasn't it? And that's kind of insane. Oh, well, let's take a look at the team, look at the players, and see how they developed and end it there as we finally got a Super Bowl win. We were looking strong throughout, and we just never got to go into the playoffs outside of year 1, but finally got back. Terry McLaurin's a lot younger than I thought. I don't know why I was thinking he was 30. I don't know why. He's absolutely insane, though. Let's take a look at Gibson now, who, of course, is probably 90 juke move. Okay in the trucking, I'd say. Yeah, he really is like Robinson. He's very similar to him. I actually thought Gibson was a little smaller than that, but he's not. Howell, the X Factor, 88 overall, started for the injured Carson Wentz, and we never looked back since. Some of his ratings could definitely use improvement, but as far as base throwing accuracy is very good, and obviously we've seen that in physical action as he threw some pretty crazy clutch throws. Release sucks for Jahan Dotson, but he's great at pretty much everything else. Every player that needs to develop release never does. It just kind of sucks. Gilbert is an 88 overall. Of course, he had really good seasons, which was very helpful, but wow, he really jumped up there. Let's take a look at Sam Cosmi, the 86 overall right tackle. Pass block power sucks, run block power kind of sucks, but overall, he actually developed pretty well for us. A little bit of a surprise, and that's pretty much it for that. I don't really care too much about anything else. Jamin Davis. It could be Jamin, could be Jamin. I think Jamin sounds better, so Jamin Davis, absolute freak. Would love to see that block shed a little bit higher, but still a really good coverage guy. The other defensive players, Cameron Curl's an 89 overall. Let's see how good he is. Would like to see a little bit more in the speed, but 90 zone coverage, really good tackling in general, very smart with the awareness and play rec. Very good player. And then we have Montez Sweat, even though he was awful throughout. He obviously was super young and was able to develop because of that. Chase Young was great throughout, and obviously he's a 99 overall now, which is impressive. Let's take a look at how good he actually is. 88 block shed, 99 finesse. That's speed and excel. Tackling's insane. He's a freak. Yet he really didn't put up those kind of crazy numbers, but we'll take what we can get. He was okay. He was good enough. Pretty much double-digit sacks every season, maybe even every season. Great man corner and Cam Smith here. Obviously would love to see that zone a little bit better, but really good corner, obviously. And then anyone else on defense we really care to see too much? Not really, right? Like Fuller, he's already a high overall. Gardner Johnson wasn't even an original guy here. That's pretty much it, right? I guess Justin Jacobs we'll take a quick look at just for the hell of it. Great block shedding, okay in the coverage. So you kind of had one of every player pretty much. I guess we'll take a look at Cole Holcomb as he gets the ring right before we're about to let him go to free agency. Block shed never got up there, so it is what it is. Anyways, that is going to be our realistic style rebuild of the Washington Commanders. if you have a specific team you want to see next for a rebuild, let me know in the comment section below. Might be the Packers next, as, you know, they're my favorite team. I kind of want to rebuild them. Also, though, I might actually just, make another rebuild, like, shortly, just in case somebody, like, uploads, Commanders before me on the same day. Obviously, I'm planning on uploading this on Sunday, so just in case, gonna have a backup plan. So maybe you won't even see this before that. Maybe the Packers already is up, and then the next one's Washington, and you're like, wait, that makes no sense. You already, it's the opposite, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I really appreciate your continued support a ton, like a ton, like 2,000 pounds. So that's what a ton is. I don't know. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden stuff. Gonna start posting again there, like I said, hopefully this week sometime. And if this was actually delayed from Sunday, it's like after. Maybe you already seen one. I don't know. And then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. Some people are like, lol, for streams. Yeah, where? But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. We'll have a Seahawks episode tomorrow. And then if you guys hit a like goal, we'll probably have another one on Tuesday. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for the next video. But until next video, see ya!